Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm, great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr Boyce TV. Here we are.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins, and welcome to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. I am not going to stay here for too long, but I wanted to bring up something I just saw, and I wanted to get your opinion on this. Who's more offensive, Aunt Jemima or Cardi B? Now, you know, Aunt Jemima, they just took down the, Aunt Jemima, the people who make Aunt Jemima syrup, just decided that they were going to take that image. They were going to take that image down. And in fact, I'm going to Google it so I can tell you. The company's Quaker Oats. Quaker Oats decided that the Aunt Jemima image is a racial stereotype, and they're going to remove that image. Now, I saw something on Twitter which really got my attention. There was a sister out there. Let me see. Her name is Samantha Marika, who basically asked, she said, Aunt Jemima is degrading to Black women, but Cardi B isn't. And I thought about that, and I said, wow, that's really interesting. I'd love to get, other people's take on this. So what I'm going to do actually is facilitate. I'll go ahead and tell you what my opinion is as well. You can probably guess some of it, honestly. I don't like seeing certain images of Black women in media, especially when you talk about the impact on our daughters. Now, I don't care, whatever a grown person wants to do, I think that's fine. But I think that, when you're talking about media, you got to really think about the way racist white media has leaned on racial stereotypes to get a good laugh or get a good chuckle. I think that we think minstrel shows became extinct. Like, we think minstrel shows were a thing of the past. And a lot of people don't understand that minstrel shows continued. They just changed form. Minstrel shows exist all over the place, especially when you talk about hip hop. Minstrel shows with that whole idea of being exaggerated, really outlandish behavior, fulfilling racial stereotypes, behaving like a nigga. Really, that's what they did. And, in the original minstrel shows, if you go back and watch, you'll see where the Black guy would be lazy, all the stereotypes, lazy, stupid, maybe he's like, he's like over-sexualized, right? Well, if you move forward into hip hop, you see a lot of similar stereotypes. The Black guy who is a womanizer, wants to have sex with anything that moves. He wastes his money. He wants to buy Gucci. He's exaggerated behavior, wearing a whole lot of, gold chains or whatever, guy, all kinds of stuff in his mouth, carrying a gun, very violent, et cetera. So a lot of the stereotypes that exist in terms of why white people don't like us, in terms of why police think it's okay to shoot us, in terms of why Fox News makes fun of us, those stereotypes are promoted in media. And a lot of these rappers, as you know, are not managed by Black people. These industries are not run by Black people. These industries are run by people that want to use Black people. And the people that are consuming the entertainment are not Black people all the time. Black people follow because Black people think that you're successful because you have money in the bank and white people have put you on TV. But really, the original consumers, the greatest consumers of, Cardi B music or whatever, are going to be white people because they love the stereotype. They love to see what they expect to see. They love to see what they think a nigga is supposed to do. So what I'm going to do is share with you guys some pictures. I grabbed some pictures. I believe in data and just kind of trying to get to the bottom of things without necessarily thinking that we know all the answers. I'm one to say that I will say this first and foremost. I think Cardi B is talented, very talented, but Aunt Jemima is also talented, right? Aunt Jemima makes damn good pancakes. But one distinction between the two, obviously, is that Cardi B is a real person Aunt Jemima is a fictional character, but she was probably based on somebody's grandma or something like that, right? So imagine what if Aunt Jemima was a real black woman that they put on TV, and they had her out there like the Popeyes chicken lady. Remember when Popeyes used to have that fake black lady up there pretending like she was the owner of Popeyes, and she really wasn't the owner of anything. She was just a black lady they found to put on a commercial. Well, is that okay? Or is that a stereotype? Who knows? So let me show you some imagery, and you can kind of think it through. Leave your comments. I'd like to know what you guys think, because I'm trying to understand the boundaries between allowing for free expression versus allowing white people to promote false expression of blackness that perpetuates stereotypes that cause us to be shot by the police, that cause us to be rejected and discriminated against, that cause us to be seen in a negative way throughout the world. I'd really like to get to the bottom of this. So here's some Aunt Jemima images. These are some of the original images from back in the day. It's a problem, right? Nowadays it is. But I mean, back then, maybe they thought it was a compliment. Oh, look at that. She's so talented. She can make pancakes and buckwheats or whatever, and sausage. Okay. Here's another. Now this one's crazy. This one looks like a crazy, ugly clown. I don't know who the hell put that shit up. So here's another one. Another crazy looking image. That's kind of ridiculous. Here's, the more modern Aunt Jemima over here on the left. And this is the old school Aunt Jemima. So you get to see them side by side. And here's a close up of the new Aunt Jemima. She got the nice perm and she's, nice, pretty smile. And I mean, if you look at the image, that could be any of our grandmothers. That's a beautiful black woman right there. She just happens to make great pancakes, and white people think that's awesome because they think black women make pancakes and that's what we do best, right? Or not we, but that's what they do. I'm not a black woman. So here's Cardi B. Let me show you some images of Cardi B. This is one of Cardi B, tongue out. Cardi B regularly raps to your daughter about how much money you can make if you can suck a man's what, and that's why she sticks her tongue out to show you what her special skills might be. That's another image of Cardi B. Again, these are mass promoted. This is kind of her swag. She's a very talented rapper, no question about it, but this is also part of her MO. This is one of her stripper pictures, right? So she's got all the tattoos. Remember I told you about the minstrel show, exaggerated behavior, stereotypes, outlandish, kind of going above and beyond. That's something that goes back to slavery. Dr. Claude Anderson talks to you about that a lot. Here's another image of Cardi B on the stripper pole. Now remember, she's the mentor. This is a role model for your daughters. This is somebody who is in your daughter's ear on a regular basis and rapping about life and talking about how much Gucci and Prada you can get if you learn how to use your special tricks. And this is Cardi, in her stripper days, making big money. So she can buy, lots of material items and stuff like that. So that's the Cardi B image. And we saw the Aunt Jemima imagery. I'd be curious to know what you guys think. Do you think that the Cardi B image is more offensive to black women than the Aunt Jemima image? Do you think neither is offensive? Do you think both are offensive? What are your thoughts? I'd be curious to know what you think. Of course, my opinion does not mean as much as the opinion of black women, because they're the ones who are affected by these images. And I personally, I will say this, if my opinion, if my 2 cents as a black man matters at all, I will say that we have to really be thoughtful about the fact that, we often accuse others of sexualizing black girls at an early age, right? The same way Tamir Rice got shot by the cops because the cops saw him as a grown-up at the age of 12, right? They adultified him, the adultification of black boys. I think that's what they call it, right? Well, we also have the adultification of black girls. Black girls get, 11, 12 years old. Next thing you know, R. Kelly's rolling around the playground, looking for women, looking for little girls who ain't got no daddy to protect them, who want, a little extra money to go to Dairy Queen. And next thing you know, you got a scandal in your hands, right? So we often talk about the over-sexualization of black girls, the assumption of sexualization of black girls, and the ultimate abuse of black girls that comes from the adultification of these young ladies, right? So I think that we probably have to ask ourselves, okay, if you are, if you're supporting the idea that the number one role model of 7-year-old, 8-year-old black girls is a woman who raps all day about how much money she can make if she can suck a man's penis, how much Gucci you can buy when you shake your ass real fast. I think she had a lyric that said, shake a little ass, get a little dough. Shake it real fast, get a little more. These are lyrics for grown-ups. I don't know if these are lyrics for, somebody on her who listens to this on her way to elementary school, right? And because, when you talk about the adultification of little black girls, you got to realize some of these little black girls, unfortunately, because nobody told them any better, get to the age of 12 and really think they're ready for some grown woman stuff. They really think, they get in. Last time I checked, R. Kelly never kidnapped any little girl and grabbed her off the playground. They got into his car voluntarily because they thought they was ready for that life without knowing what it really meant. So I really think that overall, you got to think carefully. I'm not telling you what to appreciate, what to respect, and what to enjoy. Cardi B's really talented, no question about it. But it's just like when you talk about food. There's some food that tastes really damn good that will kill you. I ate at this place. I'm not going to say the name of the restaurant because I'm not trying to hate on nobody or nothing, because the food was so good. It was like just very rich and delicious and so good. And after we got done, Alicia and I said, we can't eat here more than once a year, because if we eat at a place like this on a regular basis, we're going to die. We're going to die. But we're like, oh, but the food's so good, right? And the line was out the door, down the block, because there were black folks there, many of them obese, many of them suffering from the same ailments that were killing us during the whole COVID situation, right? The same diabetes, heart disease, everything else, obesity. But they were in line to get that really good food, that cracky crack meal that was being served at this place, because it was so delicious, and they weren't thinking about the health consequences, the trade-off. What trade-off are you making for the thing that makes you feel good? So I think that we got to think about that when we talk about not just the food we consume, but the music that our community consumes and the way our community is represented to the world. It might sound good. It might feel good. It might be the coolest thing in the world. It might have all the swag that you could possibly have, but is it healthy? And what is the trade-off? Right. So I think that that's the question I would ask anybody, in this whole debate. And I don't have a horse in the game, man. I mean, if Cardi B wants to be Cardi B, I'm not going to stop her from doing that. But I think that we should process this as a community. If you're going to be offended by Aunt Jemima, it's hard to say that, that you want do you really want people to think of the black woman in a Cardi B style image? Or maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe, but remember, you have a community where there are millions of people who will pay more attention to the Instagram model with the big booty and very little attention to the black woman with the big brain, who's got the PhD or the medical degree or whatever. The Instagram model with the big booty who's showing ass every morning, who's doing Cardi B imitations every day, is going to have 1 million followers. The black woman who's saying something intelligent is going to be ignored. Does that bother you, or do you think that that's okay? I'd like to get your take on this. Please hit the thumbs up button. Let me know what you think. Also, don't forget to subscribe to drboycetv.com. This is the home for intelligent black people. So if you're not intelligent, this is not the place for you. We have thoughtful conversations here, and that's our goal. Have a good day, guys. I'll see you soon. Talk to you later. Peace.
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV.